Welcome in, Banjo. I'm getting my stuff done real quick. Good enough. Make sure you guys like the stream. We are going to be liking the stream differently. Obviously, it's not double tap, so it is like a regular video when you're viewing it. So, welcome in, Skip. Yeah, as you guys can see, I ain't been streaming much, but I've been uploading a lot. Working on my clip game, working on my clip game, working on basically everything. The videos that I've been getting way better uploading my or up, editing my videos, getting in the groove of editing stuff and getting it going. And I think I'm doing pretty good. So that's what we're up. That's where we are at right now. And yeah. So we're gonna be doing streams like this. There might be here and there where I do a portrait stream, because the algorithm obviously is different on those. More people are gonna come watch it. But it is what it is. I don't even know if I have a. Let's see if I have a thumbnail on here. Do I have a thumbnail on here for a Candace stream? I don't know if I do. Should we try and get a thumbnail going here? Um, let's see. See if I have a thumbnail on here for the stream that I can just whip together here. Probably not. How's everybody been doing? I'll turn the chat back on so I can see it on the other computer. How's everybody been doing though? How you been doing, Skip? Everybody doing all right? As you guys know, I've been working on my game, bro, and I bet you've been doing good. Hey man, the one video uploads at 3K views. If I can just keep it pushing, everybody keeps supporting your boy, and sending the hypes through and all the other stuff, things will be pretty good. So I pretty happy about everything and how things are going. So oh come on for fuck's sake, dude. Good enough, bro. Fuck it. Probably should have had this done before I started the stream, huh? I guess TPUSA is getting lawyers and stuff like that, so they can. I guess the only thing I can think of is they're talking about like suing people or taking people to court that are covering the story. It's like, yeah, okay. It's gonna make people want to cover it more, you know. Sometimes I just don't know what the fuck they're thinking, you know. Like, what do you, what are you guys thinking? Like, it's called freedom of speech, and until they try and take it away from us, and we go through this whole revolution type ordeal, really don't think that they're gonna succeed at this. So, yeah, I'm just getting a thumbnail ready, y'all, and then we are golden, pony boy. There we go. Get this on the thing. Put this on the thumbnail here. Details. What's up? All right, let's get this thumbnail going. And we should be good. Thumbnails up. All right, we're going to be doing stuff differently here. Today, we're going to be going over the Candace Owen stuff. I haven't covered her, and well, I've covered like a couple things she said, or some people what people have been saying about her, but I haven't really covered her what she's been going over. So we're gonna go over some stuff. I don't know. I wasn't even gonna do a live today. I said I was gonna, but I lied, and then I seen that. Then I seen that Candace was talking some crazy shit on Twitter. So I said, yeah, okay, let's get to it, bro. Right? Let's get to it. I feel like at this point, let's just get to it, right? All right. Anyways, I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's having a good day, man. God bless you guys. If you're new to the stream, make sure you hit the subscribe button with the like button. Show some love and support. We're going to get to it, man. Don't know what's going on with Miss Erika Kirk. I've been seeing some videos of her going around to where she is talking at schools. The one clip I seen, she's like, she like I can't get it out of my head ever since Candace said, the good Lord, like these people in this cult that Erika's supposedly allegedly conspiratorially from, always say, "Oh, the good Lord gave us," or "Thank God the Lord blessed us with," every other sentence. And so in this video I was watching, it was Erika at a school or something, and now when she goes to these places, like everybody's secretly recording her, and everybody's trying to get clips of her because everybody's kind of like seeing the bullshit, right? And they're like, yeah, you know what I mean. nah, we're not really for her right now. So welcome in, Mima. I hope you're having a good day. How's our peeps? We're doing good. My kids are doing good in school. It's almost summer. We'll be keeping home most of summer. Other than that, we're doing good, man. I've been working on, like I said, I've been working on editing videos, so I can get my video game up, my clip game. I've been uploading a lot of clips, a lot of shorts from previous streams, which that's why I will do portrait streams here and there, just so I keep the clips going. But I can also make clips of regular streams like this or regular videos. So really don't matter. I've been working on creating my algorithm, right? So, but it's been doing good. I've been getting better at editing, and I've been getting better at all this stuff. So it's only a matter of time before the algorithm is in my favor when it comes to things, you know. So it's gotta keep working hard. Gotta keep pushing through, and you just gotta keep it moving, you know. So that's where we're at. I appreciate everybody for being here again, man. Whether you're listening at work or you're at home watching me on the TV, hopefully this is a bit better of a way to watch me. I got everything figured out when it comes to how I want everything to be produced at this point. So now that I got the ins and outs figured out on the whole producing side, the studio look might change, but that's for in the future. Right now we're just running it up. Make sure you guys are liking the stream, like the motherfucking stream, share the stream. I do have a super chat goal up of 5 super chats, $10 and above. Help support your boy, and yeah, man, we're here. We're here, and we are running it up. But anyways, so back on the topic I was talking about. I've been seeing Erika Kirk out here at schools, people recording her saying all this stuff, you know, and she was saying, "Oh, the good Lord gave us all these videos of Charlie speaking. Oh, how I miss his voice, but he's not here to answer to anything right now." Blah 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Like fuck, I get so here and never heard time. I have to take breaks from this shit. You understand me? Because I'm sick of hearing this person that I want to say a bunch of slurs about talk, okay? Tired of it. And make sure you guys follow my Rumble too. I got to put my Rumble down because I will be streaming on Rumble too. Why does it, every single time I have my headphones on, why do I feel like my glasses are cockeyed? Like, is this just me? Am I just a cockeyed person? What the fuck is going on? And what's up with the lighting here? One second. This lighting is ridiculous. Oh, camera, do not follow me. Don't fucking do it. All right. Oh, is that better, fellas? Yeah, CIA don't, yeah, take note. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, bro. Apparently, and in the, god damn it, fucking come on. Apparently, in this video, Candace is talking about how she Erika was hiding out at a CIA spot. Okay, apparently this is what was going on. So, well, we're gonna get into it. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah. If she was a CIA asset, she's definitely the worst fucking asset we've ever seen, right? So, anyways, we're gonna get into this Candace episode. I haven't covered an episode of Candace in a while, so show some love and support. Like the stream. If you guys are watching from the TV, like the motherfucking stream. It's not that hard. I watch from the TV all the time, and I like videos. Fucking do it right now. Anyway, let's get to it. Appreciate every single one of you guys. If the webcam's in the way or there's something I don't notice while I'm doing this stream, let me know. But I think I've been getting the producing down pretty well. So, yeah, let's get to it. Let's get this going here. This is up. All right, let's get to it. Much love to everybody, man. Everybody, God bless. You guys ain't even seeing anything right now. What the fuck is going on? Screen capture. What are we doing here? Hold on. I want to get these. I gotta get this picture off first, real quick. Hold up. I love having my daughters on the screen, but I can't be. As long as it's that picture, we're good. I can't be having all that other shit on here though. And why is other stuff on here that shouldn't be? What is going on here? And I just said that everything's good. Yeah. Oh, hold on. My shit on here is all messed up. Come on, don't be fucking stupid. God damn it. Hold on. Technology, bro. I was just talking myself up too. Why is it stuck on this? Okay, hold on, y'all. What the fuck is going on here? Don't tell me I have to exit off the damn screen or exit off live here, because I'm not doing that. Hold up. Right when I said everything was good, man. Everything's good here. So what's happening here? I wonder if I can just do a window capture. My mic's working. Why has this always got to happen, bro? This is so whack. Whack, whack, whack. Like, this is not the screen that should be on here, right? So what the fuck is going on? It's like that on this one too. Hmm. Hmm. Oops. Well, didn't want to do that, but I did it. Let's see here. My bad, y'all. I don't know why Streamlabs does this shit, dude. Like, it's just ridiculous. This is ridiculous, right? This is what I would call redonkulous, right? Good morning, Stacy, and we're already on some bullshit today, man. Fucking stupid fucking computer. Should we do it? Is there an application we can do? Nope. Are we back? Are we back finally? Did I fix it? Fucking Streamlabs make me crash out, man. Oh, I'm about to crash out. Fuck, man. Sorry to everybody. I try and keep it PG-13, but when my computer does this, I just want to smash it. I just want to understand that. Fuck. There. Are we back? Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Thank God. Thank the Lord. Fucking Christ. Stupid fucking bullshit. Alright, so anyway, we're gonna get into this shit, bro. Apparently, Erika Kirk was hiding out in a CIA office. I wasn't even gonna go live today, but I told Stacy I would last night. And this shit's just interesting. We got the thumbnail up. We got this shit popping. Make sure you guys like the stream, show some love and support. Let me know if there's anything else that's wrong with everything when I start this, okay? You just let me know and I'll fix it, right? Fuck, I am going to have a mental breakdown. You understand? Understand that. Why does it look like my glasses are cockeyed? I don't know. I'm just. Let's get to it, bro. Over this shit.
Radar, ADS-B coverage to the exact minute to see where that plane was, what the altitude of that plane was at any given time. So I'll explain it later for the other ladies who are like me. But first, my friends, we have been working on a particular tip for some time. We had received it a while ago regarding Erika's whereabouts on September the 10th. And at long last, we were able to confirm it in a way that is rather explosive. Where was Erika on September 10th? Well, I'll tell you. She was apparently in an unmarked building. Welcome back to Candace. All right, you guys, wake up, look alive. We are at the gates. We are at the gates. All of us. It has been, a little over 6 months, and we have not stopped the onslaught. We have kept up the energy. Someone in the comment section described the Charlie Kirk open investigation as a group project, and I love that, right? That is so true. We are all partners in this group project to figure out what actually happened on September 10th. Who was behind the killing of Charlie Kirk? Well, Baron Coleman is certainly one of the people that is in our group. His show is kind of described by some people as the after party to my show. We kind of build off of each other and the work and the investigation that we're doing. And I really love that last night he underscored really how sick and tired we all are of this obvious game of them ignoring the major inconsistencies in the Tyler Robinson story that we have pointed out, or in the Turning Point USA alibis that we have pointed out. And when they respond, they only respond to like the minor details that they can debunk that have nothing to do with anything that we've said on this show, his show. They sort of wait for somebody.
You know what's crazy is I remember when Baron Coleman first did the whole like Google Trends thing where he was like exposing search, what like Israel's searches were and shit like that. And Google Trends and whatnot. I remember when he was doing that. And I also remember when Ian Carroll was like, oh, he's at, I can't remember, I think it was like 10,000 followers. Go give him a follow. And he went up to like 25K. And then Candace started talking about him. And now he's at, I don't even know how much he's at. He's at a lot. That's what happens though when people stick together with shit like this, He is at 244,000 subs now. That's crazy, dude. I remember when he was at nothing, and that's like he was at like where I'm at. Now he's at 200. He's at 250,000 subs. That's wild, bro. I thought I'd bring that up.
To make a mistake somewhere in the universe, and then they pounce, right? And Baron does a very good job of describing really what that is. It's frankly a low IQ strategy of attempting to win a debate on a technicality that you're obviously losing. It's a gotcha argument. And we took this, and I want you to listen to it because I think it's really relevant. It helps you to kind of further steel yourself when it comes to the internet and what they're throwing at you. We took this from his opening statement. Here is Baron Coleman.
Imagine, for example, a simple debate on economics. The losing side might fixate on one outdated data point. They hammer it as proof of incompetence. And then they proclaim the entire case collapses. They declare victory, and they never address the macro, the larger construct of the argument. They don't address things like expert consensus or even their own contradictions. And viewers, if they're tuned out or maybe deeply or emotionally invested in seeing the losing side win, they're able to walk away thinking the gotcha side won, even if the other side very much had the upper hand. This is bad faith. This is bad faith debating. If not outright intellectual dishonesty, it overlaps with several logical fallacies. Thank you, Joe. Your book had a large part in helping put this together. It overlaps with several logical fallacies, but it isn't neatly packed into any one of them. It resembles quibbling, where one side focuses on some trivial objection to derail the main point, or even cherry picking, where you highlight one favorable detail and you ignore the rest. But the twist here is the premature declaration of victory. And it treats that isolated incident as a checkmate. And there's this really rookie debate tactic. It's overused and frankly very rookie. It's known as Gish Gallop. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's where you flood the other side with so many details and arguments that it just overwhelms the other side. It's like that, but it's different in that the gotcha victory is surgical. It's not a broadcasted approach. It's a very surgical strike. One precise strike, and then you retreat.
I mean, sure, he's talking about people that are intellectual cowards. And to be clear, that is exactly what angered me when all of the fraud just decided to pounce on the audio that was released. Not by me, not by Baron Coleman, but somebody released it, claimed it was Erika Kirk. And was it Erika Kirk? No. Was the person who released that wrong? Yes, extraordinarily so. But they then tried to extrapolate that error to mean that the broader picture, that all of the other curious aspects of the case which we have presented, okay, they can now safely be ignored. Everything else can be summarily debunked because someone unrelated to the investigation got something wrong. It's just so cheap and it's so performative. And yes, it is only done because they are losing. And I then loved the energy coming from Baron Coleman last night.
They must be talking about the Epstein file audio that they released. There was an Epstein file audio that was released where it did sound like Erika. Like it sounded... Erika must have a voice doppelganger out there because it sounded just like her. And, yeah.
I watched it this morning, which I think perfectly encapsulates the emotion of how we all feel right now. So take it away, Baron.
And I'm sick and tired of the constant obfuscation and lies. And when we raise real questions like this, they ignore it. But when somebody says, you think Erika was buying a jumpsuit at Aloe? Oh, my God, no. She wasn't buying a jumpsuit at Aloe. I was buying the jumpsuit. Oh, that's when you choose to come in and answer it?
Yeah, I was surprised that there wasn't a bigger stink raised about the fact that they released the information with Erika Kirk on there. And like the actual customer information, like that. Aloe can get in huge trouble for that shit.
That's when you choose to come in and answer the accusations? Are you serious? That's when you come in, is when someone thinks he was buying a crop top? But I do 3 shows accusing you of leaving Santa Barbara before Charlie got shot or banged or whatever happened to him, and you're just dead silent? In my opinion.
He's so right. And so let's jump back into the substance. Forget the crop top, okay? I didn't cover the crop top. Baron didn't cover the crop top. We are indeed, however, speculating with a lot of evidence which is mounting that perhaps Andrew was not on the plane that he claims he was on. We'll have more on that later. Of course, the bigger issue is that it means that Erika went on an earlier flight to Utah. Which flight? I don't know. We can't be too certain, but I do now have an explosive tidbit. Now, I have to hope that given my track record of providing you with receipt after receipt, with text message after text message, with phone log after phone log, that you are going to allow me to use this excuse. I guess maybe I have a credit here when I tell you that I simply cannot reveal to you how I came across this information. In other words, what I'm saying is that there's no way for me to protect the source. But the information is explosive.
This is the start of the clip I was watching on Twitter, right? This is where I wasn't even going to go live, and then I was like, okay, let's go live and check this out.
Long explained to you that one of the things that is so odd to me is that nobody saw Erika on the day of Charlie's assassination. Nobody's come forward, at least, to say that they saw Erika on the day of the assassination in the places, the very public places that she claims to be. Point A, she says that she collapsed in a parking lot after her mother she was with her mother getting treatment. Then she collapsed in a parking lot. Curiously, no witnesses. It's a big deal. Everyone was looking for Erika Kirk on that day. The whole world was tuning in to this assassination, and then realized suddenly pictures. Oh my God, he leaves behind a wife and 2 kids. That's when everybody got to learn what Erika Kirk looked like. It's just not every day. Even if you didn't know at the time, you would go, oh my gosh, now I remember. I saw a blonde collapse in a parking lot. that must have been Erika. Now that she's telling the story, it looks like Erika. I mean, I saw the nurses come out and escort her, and then what? She somehow drove her car thereafter to her apartment after having a collapse. Is that even safe? What was an ambulance called? Again, no witnesses, we don't know. And Erika doesn't like to speak about it. There's no details there. Then we know that at some point she had to have raced to the airport with an entourage which included a priest. Okay, a priest. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not every day that you see the widow of Charlie Kirk accompanied by a man in clerical robes at an airport terminal. Can we acknowledge that? It's just not every day. That would be an unusual thing that stood out to you. And I know, yes, of course, they flew private, but I promise you, there would have been more than a few witnesses. Private terminals are actually quite busy in cities like Scottsdale. It's a big hub. You're going to see a lot of action at the FBO terminals where people fly out private. No witnesses. I'm going through my nobody saw this. Okay, so I was starting to get the feeling like she actually was being kept somewhere that was more private than a private terminal private. And then I happened upon some information. I said to you, I feel like if this was an operation, it was a lot took place with planes and terminals that the public didn't have access to, right? I was positing that yesterday.
Excuse me.
Well, I can tell you today, and look, I will say allegedly here, but that I happened upon some information that Erika was at the office of Hopkinson Aircrafts when she received the news that Charlie is dead. I'm going to tell you more about Hopkinson Aircrafts. Now, you'll remember.
What are you going to tell me that she knew this was going to happen and knew that she was going to get $250 million? And she's like, man, I'm going to already cash in on a jet before this happened. Right? And fuck, I'm looking at private jets, homie.
That Erika told me to my face. Also, Elizabeth McCoy wrote a long post, and she confirmed this, that Erika got the news right before they flew to Provo. So Erika had a phone call with the doctor. There are different variations here, whether a decision was made to let Charlie go or whether he told her that Charlie had passed. But the point is that before she got on the plane and departed Scottsdale, she knew that Charlie was dead, okay? And this was in the presence of Hopkinson Aircraft's employees. Now, I wondered, what is that? What is Hopkinson Aircrafts? Well, it's a luxury aircraft brokerage, like where you go to buy planes. They're brokers for planes. They have locations in Canada and in Scottsdale. Okay. So I went on to Google and I tried to find their address in Scottsdale, and it listed the address. Again, this is all public. It's as 14600 North Aircraft Drive. So that started to make sense. That's an FBO, as you can see, a private terminal. And I looked and I said, wow, that's a lot that's packed into Atlantic Aviation. I have flown out of this terminal many times. I don't remember there being in Hopkinson Aircraft sales, also with Atlantic Aviation, and then also this Ross Aviation. Like, what's going on in this map? Yeah, okay. But yeah, like I told you, it's the same address as Atlantic Aviation. It's a common, busy private terminal. So I thought, okay, what must have happened here is Erika must have flown out of Atlantic Terminal. And then they happened to share a building with Hopkinson, and maybe the people that were working for Hopkinson overheard her as she got the news. I'm sure she screamed. Maybe she collapsed again, was crying. But something told me this was not a detail to ignore. Something just felt off. So I decided to look through their website, and I just thought to myself, just in general, it's like 2026, why would you waste time having an office building in this tremendously expensive location? They're not making their own aircrafts. It's just a brokerage firm. You could do this on the phone, right? Like, why? Why would you spend this money to be inside sharing this with Atlantic Aviation? It just seemed weird to me. So I then went to the team. I said, let's look at this. And similarly, they thought that it looked funny on the map. It just looked weird. And at certain times, when I was trying to find Hopkinson Aircraft, it almost appeared as though there was a building that was behind Atlantic FBO, but that was separate from Atlantic FBO. So finally, I had a genius idea. I said, why don't I just send someone anonymously to contact Hopkinson, to contact Atlantic, and see what the deal is, right? Is there really an office inside of Atlantic? And remarkably, we were able to determine that Hopkinson is indeed in a building that is separate from Atlantic, but Atlantic accepts all of their mail. And the reason that Atlantic does that is because Hopkinson does not actually have its own address. It's in a building that stands alone and is separate from Atlantic FBO terminal, where you would fly out if you were going private. And this is a brokerage firm, okay? This is aircraft brokerage. They sell planes, and they have no address. Their address, they use Atlantic's address. Atlantic receives all of their packages, all of their mail, but their location is separate, and it's next door, and it's kind of hidden. That's why I was having trouble locating it. I'm going to show you that. This is the building that Erika was allegedly in when she found out from the doctor that Charlie was not going to make it. I'm going to show you that. So you have Atlantic there on the right. We're now coming inward. Yep, pointing that in the mouse. We're now coming inward. It's this rather obscure building right here. Okay. Now.
Yeah, so I don't know, let me pull this up for you guys as I am doing this here. So for Hopkins Aviation, so I got this pulled up here, and it shows the building, the same building she's talking about. The founder is John Hopkinson. I don't know if she's going to go into him or not. And it shows the same building here. Yeah, so I don't know. I was trying to find stuff about him here. So this is the John Hopkinson, whatever the fuck you say. Founder, CEO, aircraft sales, has spent a lot of time in Scottsdale, Arizona since he purchased the home over there 20 years ago. His company that acquires, brokers, and sells new pre-owned corporate jets has become the largest importer and exporter of corporate aircrafts in Canada, and much of his business is done stateside throughout Scottsdale. Among his many friends he's accumulated over the years, U.S. and Glenn Williamson moved. So, yeah, if you guys look here, they are right next to, like, this is a family business, right? It shows them here, their family here. Yeah, their place is literally right next to the airport. Like, it's right next there. Well, on my other computer, I got a picture here of where it's at. But anyway, so yeah, it's a family-owned business. I don't know if she's gonna try and bring up the whole, it's a CIA place. Well, this family's gotta be a part of it then. But this is, I mean, yeah, this is where it's at. It's just like right next to the airport here in like a small building, right? I was trying to see where this guy came from. John Hopkinson, right? Trying to see if he's one of them boys, you know? This guy, I don't know, fucking YouTube. I'll look up some more and then we'll just play this for now. My bad.
Why would Erika be in that building? Allegedly. Why would Erika be in that building? Walk me through that. You don't know your husband is about to be shot, even though she did actually say when he got shot, I effing knew it. That was the sentence that came out of her mouth. But you know, in a way, maybe she meant like, oh gosh, he was so scared. Like I knew something. I had a bad feeling that day. I knew it, right? How do we get there? What is Hopkinson? How do we get to Hopkinson Aircraft? Did somebody have a thought? Let's see if we can buy a plane. Why are we heading there? Why are we staging there in this obscure building of Hopkinson Aircraft, which is not known to anybody, right? How'd she get there? What is Hopkinson Aircraft? Why did it immediately feel shady to me? It felt to me like a CIA front, if I'm being honest. That's an opinion. It felt to me like this is not a real business, but it needs to present like it's a real business for some reason. And I can show you their website here. Okay. Luxury aircraft sales, premier aircraft sales.
Yeah, that's the one that was just on. It really doesn't show much on it either. Like it does look like a front website. Like I'm not gonna cap to you. Definitely looks like a front website. I mean, you come here and you go to about. It just shows the family. I mean, there's nothing here besides contact us, home, about, services. But here's the building right here. Again, here's a better look at it. So it's basically like this little office area here, and then it's a hangar, which, I mean, she thinks that it's a CIA front. To play devil's advocate, I doubt it. I could be, but it's not unusual to have these type of places next to, I mean, you have to have a hangar if you're going to like sell or broker, aircrafts. So for her to say, I feel like she's going to need to do a little bit more digging, right? Yeah. I feel like she's going to need to do a little bit more digging when it comes to that, because I'm just not, I mean, like these rich people you look at Trump, look what he owns, So, yeah, I don't know.
Over 60 years, 3 generations of elevated expertise, the Hopkinson luxury aircraft. We can get started. I think somewhere, if you click around, Skylar, we can find the family, the team, the Hopkinson difference. Now, what is the difference, actually? You do jet sales. Why are you in this building? Why are you in this unmarked building? You don't have to, no one needs to come to see you to see what jets are available, because jets, of course, live wherever their owners live. So it's not like you're buying a used car and you're walking out and there's going to be a fleet of used jets somewhere. It's not a junkyard at the Scottsdale airport. What is Erika doing in that building? I would like to know. I would like to know more about the Hopkinson family in general. Actually,
I'm looking it up, and I've been trying to find the John Hopkinson guy, the actual top guy, but he doesn't have a Wikipedia, or he doesn't have any of that. It's all older people. So if I find something, I'll pull it up on the screen. But yeah, that guy looks older than fucking dirt, So you think that you would be able to find something. Yeah, you can't really find shit.
Maybe you know something. Maybe you know this family, and you go, well, here's what they do. They really are just the difference in luxury aircraft sales. It's a data point that I think really matters, because there's something about this that feels secretive to me. All of it. It feels like Erika was being protected that day, which leads us, by the way, to the question of Andrew Colvett, right? We were surmising that Andrew Colvett actually flew on Charlie's plane. Again, why would they all go to Scottsdale would be a question in the background. Why would Andrew need to be on Charlie's plane? Why not just fly from Santa Barbara? Maybe, and again, we are speculating here, because there was a pre-approved location where no one would see them, because you can't just wander into there, okay? No one knows it exists. that people knew to meet. They could get in and out and not be seen by anybody. Now, moving back to Andrew Colvett, like I said, we are positing that he at first flew to Scottsdale from Santa Barbara, and then he flew from Scottsdale on to Provo, Utah. 2 flights that day, and we believe that neither of those flights are the alleged much later 3:19 p.m. Mountain Standard Time flight that Erika told me that he was aboard. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why I, just like Baron Coleman, feel even more convinced that we are correct that he was not on that plane. Because I'm going to tell you some specs about this plane, which actually really matter. Now, again, I should say, Andrew has never said he was aboard this jet. Andrew himself has never said that he took the 3:19 Santa Barbara flight, tail number N8724A. Erika made that claim to my face. Andrew did not. Now, I'm going to give these planes names. I think it's easier to remember them. This is going to be our Barbara plane for Santa Barbara. You should know that it's a Hawker Beechcraft. Somewhere we have a picture of a Hawker Beechcraft. This is simply not a plane that any person in business would describe as a massive jet, okay? Your knees will be touching in that plane. Andrew described a plane as a massive plane to me multiple times. He also, I think, said it publicly on the show. He had this massive plane to himself, okay? Here, again, that's the photo of it. Instantly, me to go, this isn't the plane we're looking for. That actually makes it look bigger in the air. This is not the plane that we are looking for. You do not describe that plane as a massive plane. Now, since this particular jet is actually available for charter, and since I believe this was a military operation, I do not believe the planes that they would have used.
So, Stacy, the building is like right next to the everything else, right? So if you come here and you look, it's like right next to all other hangars, but I'll show you. There's a clearer image here. 1 second, sorry. About. Where was it at? It was somewhere. Hold on, my bad. Right here. So this is like what the building looks like. They obviously like whited out everything else, right? So it's like right next to the. It's right next to the airport, but this is what it looks like, and it looks like this on the map too. I guess if we can go back to the map and look here. Oh my fucking god. Come on. All right, so it's right here. Let's see. Can I drop it? Oh yeah, can I drop person right here? I mean, if you want to see, if you want it to look like a CIA building, I guess it does. It's an airport. Can I not go on the airport here? The fuck? You must not be able to do that. All right, hold on. Yeah, because you can't drop the guy right there at all. That's what it says right here, though. If you look up here, it says Hopkinson Airport or Hopkinson Aviation. Hopkinson Aircraft Sales right there. See it? But I'm assuming it looks a bit different over here, right? I mean, But here's the airport or whatever. Obviously, it's for obvious reasons, but that is so stupid they don't let you onto the airport. Just have a Google Images van driving all over the airport. But yeah, this is what it looks like, y'all. Assuming it looks different in the front, right? Because, I mean, when you go to the site, this is what it looks like right here. As you guys can see, unless this is just a front photo or something. Can I make this bigger or what, fool? Yeah. I don't know. Looks way different. But this, see what we're looking at right here? I'm wondering if this ain't like the back, right? No, this can't be because it's not the same building shape. Yeah, I don't know. This does look sketch though. The YYC hangar group. Yeah, so she had to have been in this building. Hangar space for lease. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. Mercedes right here. Is there something on this door here? Hold on, sorry guys. You know me, I gotta investigate a little bit, right? What's it say on this door right here? TC Energy. Yeah, I don't know. All I do know is that this looks like an odd place, right? I mean, this is the location they give you on their website, so what's this say right here? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's what it looks like. If I find anything else, I'll pull it up.
News would have just been available for charter. That makes me even more, I'm more likely to believe a scenario where this plane was actually the one that took his wife later to Provo. Because then you would chart, you don't care, that plane doesn't matter, right? So I thought, let me call and try to not charter this plane, but ask some questions about this plane, a crucial question, actually. So I called this morning and I said, hey, does this jet have Wi-Fi? Because remember, we're at whatever plane Andrew's on, he doesn't have Wi-Fi, right? We have now confirmed this. We have a text chain with Aubrey, who's got to be the boss that day. Nobody can do anything. Aubrey's doing everything. She's got to do everything before she gets fired. Justin jumps in on this text thread after Aubrey asks a very important question of whether or not she should confirm or deny that the email that was sent to the entire company saying that Charlie Kirk is dead. And now the media is all messaging her and she's like, hey, like, should I confirm or deny this? And Justin jumps in on the text and he says that it's up to Andrew, and Andrew doesn't answer. And then he says to Aubrey, you're going to have to wait until Andrew's on the ground. He says that at 4:18. The implication is obvious here. Andrew is on a plane that does not have Wi-Fi. That's why he can't answer, right? Well, that means we can rule out Barbara. We can rule out Barbara because Barbara has Wi-Fi. Again, I called this morning. The company that handles that plane charter said to me, and I quote, all of our planes have Wi-Fi. It's a big sell. You put right on the website because people want planes with Wi-Fi. So Andrew would not have been out of pocket and unable to answer if he was aboard Barbara. And it's interesting Now, when Andrew does come back online, he does not say that he was on a plane at this time, right? He says, my internet just came back on. Different from I'm on a plane or I just got service. I think that's how you would say it. I just got service. My internet just came back on, okay? So let's instead now examine the earlier point of that conversation and see if we can find a match. So the point of the conversation where he explicitly mentions that he's on a plane. And again, I'm doing all Utah time, guys. Everything I'm saying to you is Utah time. I think it's easier to think in terms of Utah time. When Andrew explicitly mentions that he is on a plane at 3:26 p.m. Mountain Standard, right? He says specifically, sorry, on the plane, this just loaded. And he is referring to a message that was sent to him that he had not answered. That was at 1:30. Well, we can now adjust slightly his period where he was blacked. In other words, there's like the dark period of Andrew. We initially said 1:30. We can actually now say 1:47. We want to be as precise as possible, 17 minutes later, because we learned that he did answer Aubrey on a separate Telegram channel before he went dark. He answered her about the press, about Laura Ingram's show. He called her too. Then he goes dark, and he's dark until 3:26 p.m. when he says that. Sounds like he's coming into land, right? Sounds like he's coming into land. So here is our calendar slightly adjusted to account for that 17-minute last correspondence that we have of Andrew. And you can see still kind of looks like he would be on Charlie's plane. Drawing your attention to the orange there. That's Charlie's plane. And then in that block to the left, you can see Andrew's unavailable. Marina tells her right around that time that he's not available. Okay, you got to write this statement. And he's not available when that statement goes out. So I thought, let's see if we can find a plane that flew into Provo on that day and was coming into land at 3:26, right when he says is that, yeah, my plane. Sorry, I was on a plane and my messages are just starting to load. Sounds like you're landing, right? In theory, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a plane that had no Wi-Fi that suddenly began to receive signals because we know this. When your plane gets low enough, you suddenly start to receive all of your messages at once. And you guys, you won't believe it, but Charlie's plane matches that exact description. At 3:26 p.m., Charlie's plane was coming in to land at Provo. And it tells us you can go onto the ADSB Exchange website and you can see that that plane got below 7,500 and it was just a couple of minutes from touching down in Scottsdale, precisely where I remember that Andrew was flying from. Big plane, that's a G5, and we can bring it to the exact minute. Take a second, take a look here. You can see, and we'll bring this up closer on the left-hand side. This is what this website allows you to do. We are looking at 9:10. We are looking at that time frame, which is adjusted UTC, which in the summertime is -6. And we can see that that plane gets below 7,500 feet. Okay. So if we are relying on this text thread, it would appear that Andrew Colvett took 2 flights that day. And neither of those flights were equipped with Wi-Fi. And that's why he was out of pocket. And I believe, just like Baron Coleman believes, that Andrew at first took the plane out of Santa Barbara to Scottsdale. That's that Y-Refi plane. And that plane, I can also confirm, kind of, a little bit, but at least the facts are that when that plane, the Y-Refi plane, was available for charter back in 2020, it was not being sold as having been equipped with Wi-Fi, right? Because you want to put all the features when you're chartering a plane. Here's what we got for you. Here's what we got. Well, look at this Wi-Fi listing for the alleged Y-Refi plane that we think that Andrew took from Santa Barbara to Scottsdale. You can see on that left-hand side, they're like, hey, you've got a private belted lavatory. We can open that belt and you can go to the bathroom. We've got cabin power outlets you can charge. Here's the cabin height, 5'7", a large refreshment center. And then it says a satellite phone. Satellite phone. It's not marketing Wi-Fi. So that's the best we can do. Likely that first plane did not have Wi-Fi either. Second plane, of course, would be Charlie's plane. Did that plane have Wi-Fi? The simple answer is I don't know. I don't know. Somebody might know. Somebody may have flown with Charlie on that plane. If so, please email us. It was a G5. It definitely has Wi-Fi capabilities, therefore, but I don't know.
Yeah, do you really think that Charlie Kirk's going to be flying without Wi-Fi? Or do you think his staff is gonna be like? I doubt it, dude.
Nor do I believe that Charlie would have ever used that because, in case you don't know this, it is
Whoa, calm down with the skipping, Candace, and the computer. Relax. Calm
exceedingly expensive to run Wi-Fi on your own plane. Expensive as in, I literally know 2 billionaires who outright own their planes that are Wi-Fi capable, and they do not use it because the costs are astronomical, and they say it's a scam. Okay, it is an outright ripoff. If you own the jet, and I can state that I highly, highly, highly doubt that Charlie Kirk would have been running the Wi-Fi on the jet. It costs, just so you understand, $300,000 just to install Wi-Fi
Yeah, never mind. That's fucking ridiculous.
aboard a jet, and then you're looking at an approximate $30,000 to $50,000 a month to run it. We don't know. We cannot state that definitively. What we can state definitively is that Andrew and Erika could just respond, not to the crop top, but Andrew could assert on the show that I was definitively on the Barbara plane. The Barbara plane with Wi-Fi. I just didn't want to text. I just wanted Aubrey to do all the work. That's the plane I was on. Andrew could stop focusing on Joe Kent, and he could answer whether or not he flew in with his wife on the Barbara plane. And then Erika could chime in. I don't know why I didn't remember his wife. That's so weird. I don't know. So I know she was just right behind him. We were hugging. I was just lost in the sauce, lost in the hug. Such a great hug. I didn't know, but now I remember. That seems easy enough, right? Are we asking for too much to get some answers here? Because we're presenting a lot of evidence. We've got text messages. We're telling you that she was in the Hopkinson aircraft building, unmarked thingamajigger. Could they maybe stop instead trying to tell us and getting angry about how much she loves Shabbat Shaloming and respond to what we're presenting on the show? I will say, and this is interesting, and I'm going to get to this after the break, that Andrew Colvett does have one possible alibi that day, which could, if we can prove it as true, it would mean that he was actually in Santa Barbara during the time that our Y-Refi plane flew out to Scottsdale from Santa Barbara. I'm going to tell you about that potential alibi and why I am moderately suspicious of it when we get back from a brief break. All right, you guys, you see the headlines. You minimum playoff plus rate every month. Get your free.com. I remind you guys in your pantry chemicals will massively avoid all has picked them up nationwide because this is the real deal. Candace at checkout. So something of interest that I learned while watching Barron's show, I don't know how I missed it, is that Andrew does have just one thing that could serve as an alibi on September 10th. It would mean he was not on our Y-Refi plane from Santa Barbara to Scottsdale. A strong alibi it would be if it was true. It would make it, like I said, impossible. And that's the fact that Andrew hosted the first hour of the Charlie Kirk live show on September 10th. All right. Here is a clip of him explaining that to a New York Times reporter named Ross Duthaw. He reported how him subbing for Charlie came about. Now, note, just a little side point here. He's going to effectively admit that Charlie couldn't stand Ben Shapiro and was annoyed that he had to interview him the day before because Andrew's the one that booked him, which I've been saying from day one, but it's refreshing to kind of hear him acknowledge it without saying Ben's name. Take a listen.
So the day before, actually, I had booked an interview for him that he was not super pleased that I booked for him, but there was a good reason for doing it. But he was like, you know what, I'm tired now, and I want to focus on the tour tomorrow. So you're gonna guest host the show tomorrow. So I guest hosted the show that morning. It was, uneventful, and we had a pre-record for hour 2 actually. So it's probably too in the weeds, but he's texting me on his way, and he's going over talking points about polygamy because he's going to Utah, and why is monogamy important. And we're just rapid fire. These are our thoughts on why monogamy is advanced societal tech, and it directs
the killer app of Western civilization.
Exactly, yeah. It directs male energies in the right direction, societal building, all these things. And that was about, I think it was like 33 minutes before he was killed.
Exactly 33 minutes before he was killed. Not a minute over, not a minute under. It's always 33. 33 hours. It's 33. Anyway, it's interesting. He says, I don't want to.
Yeah, like what makes it pop into his head that it's 33 minutes? Like, yep, that happened 33 minutes before he was killed. Like, right in our faces.
Get to in the weeds. I'd like to get in the weeds. I like the weeds. I just want to get a weed whacker and go through them all, actually, because that's interesting. Because he's saying Charlie texted him. And Skylar, I know we scrubbed through. Did you hear, was he discussing monogamy on that episode? We'll have to go through and double check. Maybe he was. He said Charlie is texting him notes. So I'm going to fact check that more for tomorrow's episode. But here is a still. So you can see that from the episode that he did actually end up hosting for Charlie. And I wouldn't have thought twice about this. I would have said, okay, great. He was live in this hour. Were it not for the fact that we now know that Andrew Colvett is in the business of faking live shows in order to give himself an alibi. We learned this when I broke the story that Andrew visited the White House the day.
Wait, that was a picture of Nick Shirley with Andrew Colvett. I can't remember if Nick Shirley said that when he did his show he was with Charlie or not. But I remember him saying that he was on his show the day he died. I'll have to check that before I make any accusations.
Before the Epstein files were released, but he pretended that he was in Arizona live on the Charlie Kirk show interviewing Kash Patel. Kash Patel's all like, oh, I never do a live show. He's calling in live. And then all of a sudden, my sources at the White House were like, hey, Andrew's here. It's kind of weird he's pretending he's live on the show. He's here and he's actually near Kash Patel's office. So Kash Patel's helping him in that scenario pretend that he's live. Like, okay. So I'm not saying that that's proof that he faked the live on September 10th. What I'm saying is I would like to confirm that he didn't. That's fair. This is an investigation. I'd like to confirm that he didn't, and that was indeed a live show. Some other interesting things. So on this particular episode, he interviews Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley is an independent journalist. I should say that this is a very big booking for Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley is just 23 years old. And at this moment, when Andrew was interviewing him, it's before Nick goes mega viral, right? In the weeks afterward, he goes really viral for discovering fraud in Somalian daycares. You may have seen that story going around, and people were outraged about all of this fraud. So why exactly did Andrew book him and interview him? Well, Andrew is going to tell us why in the lead up to their interview. Take a listen.
I am so excited about this next guest. His name is Nick Shirley. He's an independent journalist. You can follow him on X at Nick Shirley. That's SHIRLEYY. Maybe we can help him get rid of that second Y. And then on YouTube at Nick Shirley as well. Nick, I saw your footage and I was blown away. And so just really quick, before we get into the footage, introduce yourself to the audience and what it is you do.
Yeah, my name's Nick Shirley. I'm an independent YouTube journalist, and I go all across the world, not just the United States, but all across the world, showing the realities of things as they really are, whether it had been the migrant crisis or the fentanyl crisis or asking people who they're voting for. I go to all the locations, or just doing ride-alongs with gangsters in Chicago as well.
Yeah. Okay. So this I saw it and I was like, this is like, it was some of the most incredible footage.
Okay, so he's blown away by what Nick does. And Nick has definitely accomplished some amazing things as a 23-year-old.
Yeah, I'm wondering where Nick, traveling the world and doing everything he does, like how do you even get to be about doing that? Should go through his early videos and see how, because I feel like Nick Shirley's some sort of asset.
He also
allegedly.
That within 48 hours, he managed, among many other accomplishments, he infiltrated Rio, Brazil's most dangerous gang. I'm not kidding. He did this in just 48 hours. I'll let you listen to Nick explain it. Take a listen.
Through the course of 2 days, I was able to get access to one of Rio's largest gangs, Comando Vermelho, and befriend a few of their soldiers who are so dangerous they cannot even leave the favela. Lots of strange things happened to find myself on top of Brazil's largest favela in a destroyed house, interviewing gang members of one of the largest gangs in Brazil.
Okay, I'm just going to say I don't believe that at all. I'm sorry. I just, it's so stupid. I'm not even gonna tell you why I don't believe it. It's like if you don't know that that's stupid, that he infiltrated the gang in 48 hours. It's just, that's so dumb. I'm so tired of dumb. That's not how that works. Okay, you don't just go up to gangs on the street as a nice looking white boy with a camera and say, "Hey, I just wanted to sort of like see what you're doing here. What's going on?" Okay.
I don't know. It is kind of a thing, Candace. Like, I know I literally just said that about Nick being an asset, but it is Candace. Candace. There are people out here riding around the motherfucking streets with. Brandon Buckingham went to Chicago with Q50 or whatever his name is, and his homeboy got shot in the neck. Okay? This is a thing, apparently. Yeah, these nice little white boys, as you say, go to these hoods and they get shot sometimes. There are channels that do this, okay? They're called hood vlogs. But the fact that this guy tries to say he got into a Brazilian one or whatever, yeah, no. They're going to take your shit and hold you for ransom, homie. Don't forget that, all right?
Let's just stop. That's stupid. Of course, that's dumb. I'm sorry, Nick. I know you're young. I hope, whoever is your contact that has you infiltrating Antifa and infiltrating El Salvador at the age of 23 years old. It just feels like Sean Penn young to me. Like, oh, Sean Penn's always there with the cartels, never gets hurt, always is a part of a movie. I don't like stupid. That did not happen, okay? That did not just happen. He didn't wander into a favela and meet up with gang members with a camera. And they were like, no, it's cool. Come here, see what we're up to. Anyway, some other interesting facts about Nick Shirley is that he is also a member of the LDS Church, sometimes referred to as the Mormon Church. They say they don't use that term anymore, the LDS Church. And he also happens to be from Utah. So I thought, since I don't really care about what Nick does for a living or who his contacts are.
Yeah, and he literally just said, this is what makes me think he's an asset even more, okay? Because he literally just said in a video I watched with him yesterday that he's going to be running for governor of Utah in 6 years. Or whatever, how many ever years he needs to be to run for governor. That's what he's going to be doing. Isn't it just interesting how it all falls into place? People, when they talk about movies and how people are assets in movies and TV shows, they don't talk about how now they're starting to move on to internet influencers and everything else to, get people's attention and sway their opinion. Psychological warfare consistently and constantly going on. Don't forget.
Over in the government that clearly got him this access. I just want to confirm whether or not he did that show live. Okay. So I reached out to him before this episode because it's very easy to get Nick on record saying, yes, I can confirm I did a live between the 9 a.m. And 10 a.m. Pacific hour on September 10th. That would be a solid confirmation that I could get in writing from Nick Shirley. So I'm pursuing that. I have not yet heard back from him. I sent it this morning, so it might take him some time to see my message on X. I think that is something we should be able to easily confirm, right? Right? That seems pretty fair. If you have any information regarding this, please email us at moretips@CandaceOwens.com. Anyway, I want to make sure that I also show you this updated list of all of the planes that we have been speaking about so that you can take a picture and examine them yourself. I like lists. I like things that are tidy. So these are the planes. And I'm kind of giving them names now. We've got that Y Refi plane. That's what Erika said. She said that it was Y Refi CEO. It could be Erika, Kirk, and Tyler Boyer. I will say this. I do believe Erika Kirk flew with Tyler Boyer. And another person told us Tyler Boyer was in earlier that day and had taken a meeting in Utah, but I have not been able to confirm that with a first-person account. But I find that interesting, and I do know Erika Kirk and Tyler were together. The second plane, I actually guess I haven't named this. This is a very interesting plane. We actually should talk about this N40JD plane that gets into Utah. Again, all of this is adjusted for mountain time, okay? So we're in Utah time. It leaves an hour after Charlie gets shot from Scottsdale, and it lands into Provo. So that very much could be Erika. And why I like this as an option also for maybe Erika on this plane is that it's owned by a person named Jason Knupp. And it appears that that is the chief commander of the Naval Surface Force in Atlanta. So that's an interesting jet there that's owned by Jason Knupp. And yeah, I just want to put that out there. We don't know who the passengers are on that plane. I did not get names for that. We have obviously Charlie's plane. We have the alleged passengers. I don't buy that. I think it is way more likely that the messages reveal. We have enough evidence to at least suggest suggest that Andrew Kovet flew on that plane alone, actually. And then that would mean that Erika landed, by the way, almost at the exact, if she's on, go back up, if she's on the Navy plane, that lands at 2:29. This one lands, that would still be an hour wait. But if she's on that first plane, go back up. If she's on the Y-Refi plane, or if, then she would have landed into Provo. Oh, no, that one doesn't land in Provo. Go down. I'm sorry. We'll get into that fourth plane. This is our Santa Barbara plane. And this one is going to land into Provo at 4:36 p.m. Way too late. Andrew didn't scramble to get a jet for 3 hours. I don't buy that. It's common sense. I raced. Well, you didn't race if you sat in your house for 3 hours. Anybody can get you a plane faster than 3 hours, okay? This is California, okay? It's not like he's stranded on an island and we got to, where are we going to find a plane? This is an extremely resourceful company. They have their own jets. Andrew did not wait for 3 hours. And then Erika then waited an additional hour for him to land. None of that makes sense on its face. I'm giving my opinion here on the basis of all of the evidence that we have now looked at. That is a highly unlikely scenario that he was on Barbara. I think his wife could have been on Barbara. And then what he said to me, of course, I want you to meet up, whatever. Then she comes in later. I should note, my goodness, something just came to me live. And I am more convinced that I am correct. Remember I told you that despite Erika having to have waited for that tarmac hug, when they went to the hospital, they went in two different directions, right? Andrew went to the front and Erika went through some private backdoor entrance. That was my understanding. I did not hear that Andrew was with his wife. Andrew's wife is missing. She had to have shown up later. The recall would have been Erika went to the back and Andrew was with his wife. I don't remember hearing that. I will double check that. But I remember hearing that Andrew just went into a separate entrance, which was weird. Why would you wait for an hour and then make him go through the front? Like he was either so important that you needed him by your side that you waited for him and therefore you're both going to go through the back, or you didn't wait for him and you went through the back because you're his wife and your husband was just assassinated and you want to get there at your earliest possible convenience. Like nothing they are saying makes any sense. Nothing they are saying makes any sense. Moving on, the Israel Firsters are still guns a-blazing for Joe Kent. They are peak psycho right now. And I do want to show you, actually, and I'm going to skip the Trump clip, guys, because I just don't even care about Trump right now. He's so disgusting. Him trying to mock and be funny about Joe Kent's wife, who sacrificed her life for this country, being snotty, I guess, by saying, oh, he married pretty quickly. He married 5 years later. He remarried 5 years later. He had 2 young children.
Yeah, I must say that the way, oh my fucking God, the way that Trump is handling the Joe Kent situation is just ridiculous. Like the fact that he is trying to downplay who he is and what he did in the military is wild to me. Like this guy is he was one of the best people in the military, from what I've been hearing and what I've been seeing. Is, he was on a bunch of secret units, like bunch of deployments, everything. The fact that it just seems like, at first when the president acted the way he did, it's like, okay, cool, he has a big mouth, blah, 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 blah. But now it just seems like, dude, this guy literally steps down to, just completely talk shit or just, yeah, I can't even find the fucking word. He just is, at this point right now, Trump is just stooping down to some level that is just way beneath anyone ever thought he could be, man. I can't believe he's acting the way he's acting. It's crazy.
Anyway, but Blake Neff is trying to make hate happen toward Joe Kent. He wants to make that fetch towards Joe Kent because they're angry that we are crushing them with the truth. And how he's going to try to do this in this clip that I'm going to show you from today is with the worst acting ever. I am talking the Academy Award does not go to Blake Neff, okay? Background, Joe Kent was interviewed by Michael Schellenberger. Is that the right person? I hope I got that right. And basically the interviewer asks him like, hey, you're making statements that they did not thoroughly investigate this. There were leads that you wanted to pursue. And he asks him, do you recognize if by making those statements that could potentially result in you being called to testify by, Tyler Robinson's defense team? They might call you and prod the narrative because they would say they didn't even investigate and pursue other leads. And of course, Joe Kent says, that wasn't my goal. My goal was just to tell the truth. But the truth holds everywhere. Yeah, I understand that could happen. He is saying the feds did not thoroughly investigate other leads because it's abundantly obvious and it's true. And so if they called you to testify, if they called me to testify in the defense, okay. Hey, Candace, did you hear that Erika? Yes, I did hear that. Hey, Candace, did you hear? Yes, I did hear that. The truth doesn't play offense or defense. It's just the truth. So Blake Neff and Andrew Colvett, worst actors ever, are about to try to sell to you with their absolute best emotion that, no, oh my God, if you were called to testify and tell the truth for the defense, you would betray Charlie. The truth would betray Charlie. Let's see if you can be convinced by their raw emotion in this clip. Blake is just unleashed. He lets his hair, he doesn't have a lot of hair, down in this clip. Take a listen.
Let's refresh people. There is a murder weapon that was found near the site of the shooting. It was owned by Tyler Robinson's family.
Given to him by his grandpa.
Of the caliber used to shoot Charlie. It has his DNA all over it.
All over the casings.
They release a photo of the shooter. They are not able to find him otherwise. Tyler Robinson's parents see that photo and think, that looks like Tyler. They begin asking him things like, where is your, I believe it was his grandfather's gun.
Mm-hmm.
They start asking him this. Tyler Robinson starts talking like he might kill himself. They get a friend of the family to sit down with him. He admits that it's him. They get him to drive up to Orem and turn himself in. His parents helped him turn him in. And we run into people who say that didn't happen or that's fabricated.
There's digital confessions.
There's digital confessions, but also his parents are out there. They have never stepped forward and said this is a lie. They could easily do that. It would be trivial to do that if it was the case. They have not done that.
Mm-hmm.
His parents turned him in. That is the most obvious piece of evidence in the world that nothing can argue around. And some people are so obsessed with these same conspiracies that they concoct for every other thing that ever happens. And so they have to shove it into this one too, because they care more about their conspiracy theories than about the person who murdered my friend facing justice. I am fed up with it.
Here's why it's so frustrating is because there is going to be even more evidence that is presented to the public in May at the evidentiary hearing, okay? And it's a mountain of evidence, some of which has been made public, some of which has not been made public yet. And the prosecution is going to lay out its case against Tyler Robinson. And I'm told it's a whopper. I'm told they've got this guy dead to rights. And meanwhile, you have government officials that are now saying on the record to journalists they are willing to testify on behalf of the defense to get, ostensibly, to get Tyler Robinson off the hook for something that he did. And so the level of betrayal that I currently feel is dramatic.
Oh. Pardon my French. They're just so full of shit, right? They're just like, it's like, they're not even good. They're not even good. It's overwhelming. The evidence is so overwhelming that if Joe Kent tells the truth, it would be an act of betrayal. The whole case would fall apart. If he told the truth, if the defense called him and said, hey, did you feel it was thoroughly vetted? No, actually, I made recommendations and I was blocked. It would all fall apart. It would be an act of betrayal.
Yeah, the director of counterterrorism talks about how Tyler Robinson could have not been the only one, or could have been not the one who even shot the weapon, saying that he would testify for the defense or testify for, say if they were saying that the defense say, there was other people involved. There was other people doing this, and playing this role, and he would want to testify to that. So there's actual truth that comes out. Yeah. Okay. Like the propaganda push from these people that work at TPUSA is just mind-boggling.
It's so overwhelming. He hasn't even been arraigned yet. He hasn't even pled guilty. They keep telling us he confessed, but they lost the tape of when he turned himself in. Don't forget that. They're talking about that gun. The gun has his prints on it. The part they're not telling you is that they cannot prove that weapon was fired. They can't prove it was fired. The bomb dogs could not find the weapon. Okay, the bomb dogs knows themselves. They are a weapon, okay? They can't explain the magical...
It's pretty easy to say that it was this certain caliber that was shot and then plant a weapon that has this guy's DNA and fingerprints all over it because he probably touched it all the time. And if they can't prove it was fired, that is damning. They're worried about people testifying for the defense. They gotta be worried about proving that fucking gun was fired and all that other shit.
Bullet, what happened here? Can you connect the weapon to the non-existent bullet? But it has his print on it. He touched this gun that the feds then pointed to where the bomb dogs failed and put some rookie cops and said, look over there. We didn't just drop that there. Oh, and sure, Tyler Robinson obviously must be he's clearly confessed to everything. That's why he's currently fighting and trying to get some of the prosecutors. He failed, but tried to get one of the prosecutors dropped. He has confessed his guilt. This brilliant guy then wrote the novel. He hasn't even been arraigned, and they're saying he's guilty. So they're saying there shouldn't even be a trial. He's so guilty. And the idea that anybody would tell the truth on the defense side, they're overwhelmed because the evidence is so overwhelming. It gets bigger every time they talk, by the way. Now it's a mountain of evidence. It's a mountain. So undeniable that if Joe Kent simply told the truth and said, yeah, I would have liked to investigate some other leads, and I was blocked from doing that, it would all fall apart, as mountains do. You know me. If you just go stand up next to a mountain and tell the truth, the whole thing will crumble in front of you. It'll be like Building 7. Just emotionally just collapse and probably have Israel behind it. Truly. That's what I would say. Anyway. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Because they keep saying the talking point. It's overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. We have the messages that sound like they were written by the feds. I am overwhelmed. I am so overwhelmed that we're going to have to go to break because I just feel myself choking up with a lot of overwhelming mountains of overwhelming. We'll be right back. He does get called.
She sounds like me when I get all pissed.
The defense, he would say this true sentence.
This buffering is brutal today. What is going on?
That he was stopped from investigating foreign leads, and that would it would all crumble overnight. Top comments from last episode is this is Elena. She writes, imagine being called a coward after you've been deployed 11 times, lost your wife to an IED explosion, spoke the truth while knowing you'd be attacked from every angle. We are ruled by degenerates. Yes, we are. We are ruled by degenerates. That is a very true statement. We are ruled by cowards. Absolute cowards. That's what they do. They're like catty and they call you names. That's what they're going to do. Oh, he's betraying Charlie by telling the truth. If you think telling the truth betrays Charlie, you were never a friend of his. You were never a friend of his. If anything I said on the show got called and pulled over from the defense, I would stand by every word that I said. Okay? Every single word, because it's true. I told the truth. And if I found out later that it was not correct, I did my best to correct everything that I've said. I've been open to dialogue. I said, come here, sit down with me. No, it's so overwhelming. Why don't you come sit down on my show, Blake? Come on, Blakey, come sit down. If it's just so abundantly true and obvious, why wouldn't you want to come make me look like a fool on my own show? Right? Why wouldn't you want the platform to be able to speak to everybody and to say, here it is. Here's the evidence. I'll go back and forth with Candace, we don't even have to wait for the case because I want you to know that everything she's selling she's just obsessed with the conspiracy. Come do that, Blake. Take me up on my offer, Blake. I don't understand why you wouldn't do this. You seem so stressed out. I don't know. I think am I wrong? If I had a position on something and I knew it wasn't true, I would go, yeah, I'd love to come on your show and explain how that's not true and you have it all wrong. Gri Blanco, second biggest comment, writes, how ironic that Andrew Colvett wants the FBI to investigate Joe Kent, but not to investigate Charlie Kirk's murder. Yeah, they love Kash Patel. Get Kash Patel on the show. They don't care. You would think he'd be like moderately upset, at the very least, that Kash Patel stopped Joe Kent. No, they're angry at Joe because Joe exposed them by that pesky little thing. He told the truth. He seems like he's an honest dude. And they hate honest people. It drives them crazy. They lose sleep over honest people. Blake, let me tell you, do not quit your day job, man. You do not have what it takes in Hollywood. Nobody was buying those theatrics. I think a little too much hand action there. You know, you're like kind of doing a lot of this. The conspiracies are so obsessed with their conspiracy. It wasn't working. It just wasn't working. And I don't believe that they have suddenly, since I met with Erika on December 15th, found all of this evidence that you are somehow privy to, and you wouldn't just share with the public, hey, we actually have a video of him taking a shot. That'd be great if you said that, but you haven't. Anyways, reminding you, if you want to support our show, independent journalism, we have merch on the website, CandaceOwens.com, Daddy's Home, Shabbat Shalom. You know, buy that today. Buy that for Blake. Buy that for Blake. I feel like he's emotional and he's overwhelmed right now. So what you should do is you should head to CandaceOwens.com and buy a Shabbat Shalom shirt so that he knows that we're with him, that we are with him. We also have merged our subscription tiers into one Club Candace tier. So it's just $11.99 a month or $120 for the full year. And we do have a new clips channel that is up on YouTube. And we have a link in the description. So if you don't have time to watch the full show, we are now rolling out a little clips channel. Oh, look at that. 3 days ago, 100,000 views. It's such a new channel. It's exciting. Yay. Amazing. All right, guys. What comments do you have for me before I go? I'm really hungry today, so I'm going to read as many comments as I can. Oh, okay. Here we go. Seven Sheets writes, why is TPUSA rushing to convict an obvious patsy mere participant rather than trying to answer the questions that Candace is bravely trying?
You know what's going through my mind too? Because I've seen you guys talking about the whole DNA thing. And what's crazy is like all the people who give their DNA to Ancestry.com, or even the vials of blood you get taken in the hospital, right? They could make anyone their patsy. They just get a gun, they take your DNA, they put it on there, they somehow get your print. I don't fucking know. But the fact that it just came into my head, they could like make anyone their patsy or their whatever. Just because you gave your DNA to Ancestry.com. They're like, oh, this guy would fit the description. He's a fucking liberal. He doesn't like this type of ideology as a radical ideology. Let's take his DNA and make him the patsy. That's fucking crazy. Hey, man, it's the world we live in. I keep saying it, man. The next 10 years is going to be crazy to see where society goes all over the world. Are we going to continue to let this shit happen? Are we going to continue to let these people monitor us, make a technocratic state where we are always surveilled? Are we going to continue to let them do what they're doing, or are we going to take our freedom back? That's the question. I don't want violence, but I am just saying it's going to be interesting to see where the next 10 years goes, especially with the Great Awakening happening, man. Just saying.
Trying to investigate. That alone is extremely suspicious. Yeah. I don't know.
Dude, not indexed. You don't know what the fuck the government can do. So I don't even want to hear that comment, bro. You don't know what they can do. They got weapons. They got shit that you don't even know about unless you research it, or, you know, you think if we have freaking hypersonic weapons or whatever the fuck, if we have all this insanely advanced technology, you don't think that they can just swab your DNA on something, or you don't think that they could, you know, plant your DNA on something? It's happened throughout history, dude.
And that goes back to, and you should watch his entire statement. Barron does these like monologue statements that are really great on his show. But this is the game they play. They've lost, and so they're trying to win with this like cheap path of.
And I never said what I said was true. I just said that it's crazy to think about if they have your DNA, or if there's a place where they keep your DNA, they could potentially do that shit.
Landing upon some gotcha, waiting for somebody else in the universe to get something wrong, as opposed to just responding. When you're right, you're right. You're just right. You don't have to go through all of this, all these hoops to prove that you're right. The truth is on your side. Klaus was eaten writes, the staff at Daily Wire are watching on top of Ben's intractable brows while the staff at TPUSA are sneaking a peek from behind Erika's hair. Your search for truth is contagious, as is your battle bun. Barron was sporting his last night. Yeah, I love him. I do love when he crashes out. Just random little moments like that. I'm like, he crashed out. It's great. I'm going to take it and play it on my show. Jennifer Deloach writes, Barron's red face, he's going max. He does. You could just tell his kids, man, they were getting disciplined in that Catholic household. I'll tell you that. He's got like 8 kids. C. Jonesy writes,
Whoa,
we
what?
need this.
8 kids? Bro, I want to have more kids because I got 2 kids. I'm a single father, as you guys know. I want to have more kids, but I'm gonna get like 4 wives, bro, and then I'm gonna have to, you know, I have 2 kids with each of the wives, and then they're all gonna work together to take care of them, and it's just gonna be a great thing, right?
And can only thank God for giving you the intellect and articulation to set us all free. Bless you and your loved ones. You already were endowed with that, man. That's that gut instinct. We all knew something was wrong. I'm putting it together, but I'm not putting it together alone. Like I said, group project, very obvious. If I did not have that tips inbox and people being like, yes, 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 this or that, I would not have been able to do it. I had the passion because Charlie was my friend. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe, just hearing Andrew, he was not very upset about the interview. They were just going to let Ben take over Turning Point or something. Erika just let him open. Worst kept secret in the history of the world is that Charlie Kirk couldn't stand Ben. Very few people can. And they just were letting it happen. And so I was just sitting back and just going, I can't believe this and I can't imagine this for anyone's life. To be so instantly betrayed by the people who would not exist in their careers would not exist without you. It's so ugly. And the only thing that can motivate people to do that is money. The only thing that can motivate people to do that is a lot of money. And that's what I believe that a lot of these people were motivated by. That's what they're doing. They prove that. Somebody came with a check. Okay, I don't care if he hated you. You can speak. That's fine. BC writes, Miss Candace, please interview the great Catholic non-interventionist, Pat Buchanan. Dave Smith tells me often I should interview him. He coined the phrase Israel's Amen Corner in the early 90s. Yeah, I should get him. Actually, Dave Smith gave me a book of his, but I haven't read it yet because it's a big one. It's a big one. Anna writes, I remember days after Charlie was killed, one of the TPUSA guys, I did not know them, Neff or Andrew Colvett, said that a large donor called Erika right after Charlie Kirk was shot and asked if she knew everything about Turning Point USA. And she said yes, and he decided that she would replace him. Who was this donor? I don't know. My guess would be off the bat Doug DeGroot. He's on the board, and I think he's a donor. That would be my best guess, but I don't know. I'd have to go back and find that episode. And she knows everything. That was what she was, in the immediate hours and days after. The things that she did, man. I wish I could go back to being ignorant. I wish I could go back to when I didn't want to assume, or when I was able to assume, when I was assuming that she was aggrieved before I knew about the Zoom calls, when I was assuming that things were crazy because she was trying to get a handle on things and people were pulling her in different directions and that maybe she really did want to get to the bottom of everything. I wish I could go back to those days because now we know so much, which, by the way, makes me laugh even more when they suggest that Joe Kent was trying to set up Erika. Nobody, least of all me, thought Erika was guilty until, I know some of you guys, the TikTok had her clocked. But I was like, okay, you don't like her pants. You don't like her hot pants next to JD. You don't like the way she's hugging. Yeah, is her hair, is her fingers in his head a little disrespectful? It's the Vice President of the United States. Don't put your fingers in his hair, just as a rule of thumb. But I thought that you guys were going a little too hard on that. And I was like, we don't know what's going on. Now I got giggly, the emojis, Zoom call, and merch, hats, and it just, I wish I could go back. Maybe I can. Time machine. Project Looking Glass. I might be able to go back. I'll let you know if I figure it out, if I get back my Sumerian technology that the Jews have stolen from me. Just kidding. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I think the same way all the time, dude. Because once you start figuring out the truth, and you figure out everything, and you research and you learn, it's very difficult to look at things anymore without thinking further than what you see, and it does you do kind of feel good. Like back then when you could just be like, oh, I'm growing up, I don't know nothing about politics, I don't know nothing about the world, I'm just growing up and I'm ignorant, and there's some sort of comfort to that, because once you start figuring out everything and you start researching and you start seeing the truth and you start seeing the facts, it's like, oh my god, dude, you just fucking, everything's a conspiracy now, dude. I think about it all the time. That's what makes me how I am now, though, like so worried about the state of the world and how I want to take care of my kids, and me wanting to invest more in certain things that I will not say until it gets here. But it's just like, yeah, there's a certain bliss when it comes to being ignorant, right? But then you wake up and it's like, oh fuck, here we go, So I agree with her 100%. We're not going to go through any other episodes because I am getting so tired of listening to it, you know. But yeah, I don't know. What's going on is crazy. But the truth always comes to light, man. What happens in the dark always comes to the light. And I truly believe in that. What the fuck? Okay, I just seen this video, dude.
This is Dayton.
And we're going to have to go over it. Because what the fuck am I looking at right now? Have a good day. Make sure you subscribe. Join the family. Shout out Australia. Yeah, so apparently quadruple amputee cornhole pro arrested for murder in my town. What? We're going to go over this real quick, dude.
James Weber, a paraplegic professional cornhole player charged with murder in the Plata, Maryland. I know this story seems fake because it's a man with no hands and no legs, essentially, and he ended up shooting someone. Well, I'm here.
What? Like, it's not funny. It's not funny, okay? Like, condolences to anyone who passed away. Prayers out to the family. What?
Tell you it's possible because guess what? I went to school with this guy in middle school. I'm from Southern Maryland.
Okay, can we stop with the fucking buffering and shit? What is going on with this, dude?
Happened right where I grew up. All my vlogs from 2016, 2017 are in La Plata, Maryland, where this happened. Me and this guy, we were acquaintances. We weren't really friends. And I know it's very confusing that this guy was able to pick up a gun and shoot someone, but he apparently hunted, he rode ATVs, and he even was a cornhole player, so he clearly knows what he's doing. March 22nd at 10:25 p.m., officers with the La Plata Police Department were flagged down by two people near the area of La Plata Road and Radio Station Road in La Plata. I mean, I literally grew up here. Like, this is a road I've probably walked down this street before. I can't believe this happened here. A preliminary investigation revealed that the witnesses were in the backseat of a car when the driver, Dayton, 27 La Plata, shot and killed the front seat passenger during an argument. Holy shit. So they're saying this guy with no hands, I guess, pulled the car over at some point, flipped up the gun with his nubs. How was he able to do this so quickly? Okay, so he pulled over in the area of Radio Station Road and asked the passengers to help pull the victim out of the car. Jesus. However, the witnesses refused, got out of the car, and left the scene. Weber then fled with Wells still in the car. Is Wells the victim? I think so. All occupants of the car are known to each other. So honestly, what this sounds like, if this goes to trial, he's cooked, because all these people are going to testify against him, even though there's no fingerprints on the gun. I wasn't even trying to be funny. Like, genuinely, there's not going to be fingerprints in the trial or anything. Charles County Sheriff Patrol officers responded to send canvassing the locations to which Weber may have fled. Nearly 2 hours later, resident in the 1000 block of Newport Church Road in Charlotte Hall. Okay, so this is like at least 15 minutes, 20 minutes away from where he shot him then, because that's far. Charlotte Hall's probably 20 minutes away. They called 911 to report a body in their yard.
What? We need a video. We need the video. We need the video.
The respondent found the victim, Bradrick Michael Wells, 27, Waldorf, pronounced deceased. So rest in peace, that guy. Obviously, no one deserves to be murdered.
Dude,
like,
what is up with this buffering, dog? Are we cool, computer? Are we good? Apple, you're getting me. You got me fucked up, Apple.
This detectives from Charles County Sheriff's Office obtained a warrant for Weber's arrest and located Weber's car in Charlottesville, Virginia. That's an hour and a half, 2 hours away, I think. Weber was found at a nearby hospital seeking treatment for a medical issue. So it sounds like he fled the area, panicking, and went to a hospital. Upon being released from the hospital, he was arrested by officers with whatever county that is and was charged as a fugitive from justice. He's awaiting extradition, charged with first-degree murder, second-degree murder. I mean, he's cooked. All right, so obviously people have found older videos of him handling a weapon. So I believe he posted these on YouTube, actually. I'm curious to see how quick he could have handled a gun.
Let me get you a shot. Does he have like finger nubs? Because I've seen people with like amputations that have like finger nubs. You know what I mean? To where maybe you could put it on the trigger, but it didn't look like he had any of those on the previous pictures. Look at this guy's face on the bottom. He's like, what the fuck?
I mean, the nubs are working. He had to have had that thing loaded because there ain't no damn way. I mean, he's driving. I don't see how he did this while driving. I have so many questions. So it's crazy. I remember hearing that he became a professional cornhole player. If you don't know what cornhole is, when you fucking throw the bag or whatever. Wasn't on my bingo card for this to be the next event that I would hear about this guy.
There's been many news stories done about him, and a lot of people are very familiar with him.
That being said, the prior news stories, all positive.
Yes, yes.
Not only did he allegedly fire the gun, he's also driving the car. What do you know about those circumstances on how he can even accomplish this?
What I would say is that his accomplishments and capabilities have been well documented on the internet.
How the fuck? I guess, you know, when you have like amputations like this and stuff, you get used to doing some certain things, you know, you get used to all of this stuff, you know, but damn, you know, Jesus, what a guy. What is making me so, I don't understand, dude, what the fuck is making, everything so slow here. Pissing me off.
Internet. There's a YouTube channel and a lot of stories out there about what he is capable of doing. And we would urge anybody who has questions to just look at his name and look at the videos.
I mean, there you have it.
There he is. 25 years old out of Charlotte Hall, Maryland.
Leave the door open, baby.
A couple out to the right. Can Dayton Weber take advantage here? Bag two is going to be good. He's up 4 points in the round after 2 bags from each.
You got this. It's all right.
It's going to set up a field goal for him. He's got a lot of room to work with. Just work right down the middle of those bags. Perfect.
And on this next throw,
yeah,
a chance at a 4-bagger. Here for Dayton Weber.
In for a 6.
And it is good right down the middle. And the crowd loves it here in Milwaukee.
Bro was good as fuck.
Yes. Good. Here for the cornhole tournament, hanging out with good people, great friends. No.
Just an absolute inspiration.
I feel like it's a blessing from God that I'm like this, because I help people get through their day without even doing anything special.
Dayton Weber may not look like you and I. All his limbs were amputated when he was just a baby. But when it comes to cornhole, no one notices the difference.
Yo, Skippy, you're fucked up, bro.
I just do everything everybody else does.
The Maryland Cornhole State Champ spent his holiday here.
All for cornhole.
In Washington, North Carolina.
This is where the greatest stars in cornhole are.
Our state is home to some of the best cornhole players in the world. The reigning world champion is from Martin County.
Why is everyone in North Carolina? All right. Oh my God, I found out there's an ESPN thing on him. This is on ESPN's channel with 14 million subs.
There's definitely been down times. I actually came up with my own kind of quote that got me through everything, and that's "the world won't wait."
Dayton Weber hits it.
It essentially means this world, as we speak, is spinning. It's not gonna stop.
Wow!
It doesn't matter what happened to you. You always gotta keep moving forward because we all got goals to reach and we all have limited time on this earth.
Oh my God, he's talking like this and he just murdered someone?
In June 1998, Dayton Weber was born in Charlotte Hall, Maryland, the middle child of Natalie and Michael's 3 boys.
Who is Dayton Weber? Dayton Weber is a beast.
His parents are in this. Okay, I actually feel bad for them. I don't feel bad for him. Let me clarify. I mean, there's no excuse. I mean, she didn't do anything.
He's strong. He's determined. To me, that's like beast mode, you know?
Say bye-bye.
Dayton, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. At just 10 months old.
That's one thing I don't like looking at, dude. I don't like looking at pictures of kids like that or videos of babies like that. I can't do it. Because they, you know, everybody starts out as a kid like that, man, and you see their smiling face, so happy, so giddy, and some people turn out to be absolute pieces of shit. It's sad. So, yeah, I don't know.
Dayton's strength and the strength of everyone around him would be tested.
He just got sick like any other normal kid. Take him to the hospital and find out that it had gotten to be a bacterial infection. Grave danger is the word they used all the time.
Dayton was diagnosed with a bacterial infection that led to sepsis. The bacteria using his bloodstream as a tool to attack his organs. Doctors feared the worst.
They suggested that he be baptized and given his last rites. That just didn't enter my thought that I was going to lose him.
To prevent the infection from spreading, doctors amputated Dayton's extremities.
All right, well, you get the picture on why he is the way he is.
Thank you. Fuck, I could not keep watching. I was like, I can't do it, dude. Oh. Can't do it, dude.
This is the victim right here. Once again, rest in peace, this guy. This is where I grew up, so it's just very bizarre seeing my hometown in like mainstream news. And this isn't the first person that I went to school with that is charged with murder. So if you want me to make a video on that, I have someone else I went to high school with that is charged with murder and got convicted. And the story with that is fucking crazy. I talk to this guy every day in art class. He was like a friend of mine. What he did is insane too. So yeah, if Dayton is found guilty of this, then he deserves to be in prison for the rest of his life. Period. End of story. Hit subscribe. Love you guys. Peace out.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Oh, there's the police right here ready to fuck us up, ready to drag us out the car.
Hey, officer, how are you?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Big drama with...
All right, we'll watch this. I'm going to get off. I got some videos I'm going to upload. But I appreciate you guys being here today, man. I haven't done a live in a while, so I had to get on. I seen something with Alan Richson in the news, but I didn't really read nothing.
Alan Richson over the last couple of days, and it's one that I've actually been paying attention to.
I'm sorry for the lagging, you guys. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it's pissing me off.
My finger on the pulse of it. Most people know him as Reacher. I will always know him as Thad Castle from Blue Mountain State, baby. I still remember being in college watching that in the dorms. It's nostalgic. Unfortunately, though, he's been embroiled in controversy because some security camera footage was released that showed him beating up his neighbor. Maybe he finally located the guy who shoved his finger up his butt, Thad Castle, out for revenge. And everyone was quick to dogpile on top of him, insulting him, talking about him like he was goddamn Cobra Commander, about how he's...
I appreciate you, Stacy. I miss you guys too, man. When I'm not live, I really miss you guys. But, you know, some of these lives, and it's going to sound like it sounds, I don't care. Some of these lives, you know, I don't make nothing. Like, and if I'm going to do this as my job and I'm going to work hard on it and I'm going to try and elevate, I need to elevate my game completely when it comes to shit I upload or who I want to be as on here. And, so lives are always what I start from to gain my following, and I love my lives, and I love my people that are in my lives. But also, like, when I do these lives, like portrait lives or whatever, like, how active are the subscribers I'm getting? Are they watching the videos I upload? Are they sending hypes? Are they showing love and support? And the way you get more active subscribers is being active uploading and doing good at uploading stuff. So I'm just trying to get my craft as best as I can and do good, man, because I can't afford to fail. And yeah, so I'm giving myself like a few more months of really working hard to see where this goes, and then some changes might happen.
Unhinged and unsafe to be around. He's a fucking villain of the highest order, a violent, roid-raging maniac. Lock him up. He clearly started everything here on this innocent man, and then that innocent man did a little Wambulance world tour with the French cries going on about how, like, he did nothing wrong and he's just out of control. I just asked him to slow down and then he fed me knuckle sandwiches and then wedgied me and then he beat the snot out of me and I fucking drained the piss from my balls. How could Alan do this to me? I did nothing wrong besides instigate everything. Spoiler alert, Alan Richson's body cam dropped today, and now most people are singing a different tune after actually seeing the whole thing. So, shocker, the security camera footage that only picked up right when Alan started beating his neighbor leaves off what led to it, and now that the full thing's out there, it's painting a very different picture on what unfolded during the situation. Before showing you the body cam, let me show you Ronnie Taylor's interview here, where he immediately tried to capitalize off everything that happened.
It started on Saturday morning and I'm an experienced motorcycle rider. I've been riding bikes all my life. So, you know, from dirt bikes to street bikes and etc. But I'd heard this incestuous revving and speeding through our neighborhood of the motorcycle. I eventually saw the guy on Saturday. I didn't know who it was. And I sort of like flippantly sort of said, "Guy, like he was quite a way." And I said, "Can you just slow it down, please?"
Everything that he's vomiting out here, all this spaghetti, turned out to be a load of hooey, which you're going to see in the body cam. The reality of the situation is far different from the fantasy that he's describing here. He then briefly drops his resume on his experience riding as well. But I have to call into question that. I have to get you with the Phoenix Wright objection there. Like, he does have a bike, and you can see it in the body cam. But I have to wonder if he ever even rides it around or if he just licks the fucking tires clean as part of a fetish or something. Like, that's his experience with motorcycles. Because, like, he talks about them as if he's the preeminent expert on them. Like, oh, based on the sound and all this incessant revving, I knew that he was going extremely fast. I had seen him going extremely fast, this and that. But then in the body cam, you can see how fast he's going. It's in plain view. Alan Richson never goes over 21 miles per hour. That's under residential speed limits in most places. Like around me, it's 25. He's not zipping around at crazy speeds. So does Ronnie know motorcycles at all? Or was this guy just looking for trouble and now he's out here lying?
And then there are numerous people in my neighborhood who caught all of this on Ring doorbells of him speeding through the neighborhood. And on Sunday, when I was cleaning my bike outside my house, he rode past once, twice, and on the second time, I walked out in front of him and I said, "You've got to stop. Someone's going to get hurt." And it escalated quite quickly from there. I did push him because he was coming towards me on his bike. He did it again for a second time. I pushed him a second time. And I think the second time he got off his bike and it kicked the crap out of me. And you can see he hit me in the back of my head. I went to the ground and covered.
Sounds like a guy looking for a lawsuit. That's what it sounds like.
Myself. I've had such a shitty day today, and I don't wish the guy any malice or ill will, but we just don't need people riding through neighborhoods like this. And I just decided, I'm take a stand because someone else has to, because it's going to end up way worse than it could.
What a patriot. He really did take a stand. And by stand, I mean fetal position on the grass after pushing Alan Richson multiple times after standing in front of his motorcycle while he was driving in order to cause Alan Richson to flip over the handlebars, causing an accident. Really, what a hero, Ronnie. So now let's look at the body cam.
And you have to rev it like that. I mean, those crotch rockets, that's how it works. Oh, I'd be pissed.
Stand in front of a fucking bike again, dude. What? You threatened my fucking safety, bro. Are you kidding me? I should not be the fuck out of him. Go ahead, go ahead. I'm called the BPD. I've called them already because you've been driving around this fucking neighborhood.
Sorry if you guys can't hear it that well. The volume's not the greatest here. I can see if I can turn it up a little bit for you here.
Fucking lunatic. There's kids running around here. Go ahead.
So you can see Alan, top speed in this was 22 miles per hour. Now, I guess it's possible he was going faster before the body cam footage starts, but I find that hard to believe because even after the whole altercation, there is like an extra minute of body cam showing him and his kids driving away on their motorcycles, and the top speed he gets to there was, I think, 30, which even then is still not like lunatic speed that Ronnie keeps claiming. But in the body cam, you can see he's going 22 at top and then starts slowing down, going near Ronnie. He gets down to, I think it was 19 miles per hour. Then you can watch Rat Ronnie decide to get in front of his motorcycle by taking multiple side steps over there like he was playing defense on a basketball court. So then he gets in front of Alan, who then slams the brakes. He squeezes very hard, and it sends him over the top of his motorcycle because he wanted to avoid hitting him. You know, he wasn't going fast enough to splatter him like it was Halo 3 or anything, but he still didn't want to cause some kind of injury to this guy who's now just fucking stood right in front of him. So I think that's very clear that Ronnie is the one that instigated this. It was not calm and collected like Ronnie seemed to indicate it was in his interview. He went in front of Alan, which could have very easily injured Alan, sending him over the handlebars there. Then that's when it gets a bit handsy. Alan and ridiculous Ronnie here kept shoving each other. It seemed like Ronnie did it first, so Alan shoved him, causing him to like ragdoll onto the driveway there. Ronnie, I think, now this is just my little game theory here, my tinfoil hat conspiracy. I think the plan was Ronnie was looking for money. I think he was trying to look for like an easy lawsuit. So he tried to position himself in a way that would have Alan Richson be the bad guy and like attacking him and shit. So he then stood in front of the motorcycle hoping that that little element of this whole thing would never see the light of day. That's just what I think, because this is just so inexplicably stupid from him. Alan doesn't appear to have been driving at lunatic speeds or driving recklessly. He's with his two kids and they seem to be practicing safe driving here on their motorcycles. And B, Alan immediately starts like instigating like physically with Alan afterwards too. When Alan is a big boy, that's a pretty.
Alan started to instigate with Alan. Come on, boys, get your fucking words right.
Big mammoth of a man right there. That is a mountain of meat. And
Pause,
Ronnie
bro.
instantly is getting ragdolled, but keeps coming back like just some kind of malfunctioning Oblivion NPC.
That was wild. Mountain of meat, dog. You need to chill, bro. Calm yourself.
That can't get enough. So the question begs to be asked, why did Ronnie do this? It wasn't to protect the neighborhood or save the world or anything, because it doesn't seem like they were in any danger. It doesn't seem like there was any dangerous driving or fucking lunatic speeds and driving like recklessly. Nothing like that. So to me, it feels like he was looking for some kind of payday out of this through like a lawsuit or something. That's my guess. Side note, I hate whoever put this music here. This is so cringe. I hate how...
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to keep fucking playing this video if he's not going to show... Is there another fight that goes on or what? Yes, mister. We can all address that we don't like the fucking music on the clip, okay?
Stay stimulated. It's so cringe. I hate it.
Oh yeah. Yep, there it is.
Ronnie keeps following him around saying
I would have whooped his ass as well, bro. I would have whooped his ass as well, bro. Wouldn't get out of the way. I would have just knocked him out right there and left. Or called the cops after I knocked him out and said, yo, you gotta come get this guy.
He's driving like a fucking lunatic. That is his only dialogue option here. This guy must have like a string on his back that you pull it and all he says is, driving around like a fucking lunatic. That's his catchphrase. That is literally all he keeps doing, is saying that. And then when Alan gets his bike up and is about to try and leave, Ronnie then prevents his exit. Ronnie stands in front of him again, restricting his ability to leave. Alan is trying to leave this situation. Ronnie is preventing it. And then Ronnie shoves him. It also seems like Ronnie pushed the bike over as well, but you can see Ronnie also shoved him after the bike got dumped. And that's when Alan pushes Ronnie to the ground and then beats him a bit. And that's where the security camera video starts. So you missed everything that Ronnie did to cause this altercation, and the security camera footage that was surfaced a couple days ago only showed this piece to make it seem like Alan Richson did everything wrong. It was all his fault. When really, the whole story, the real reality here is Ronnie. Ronnie smelt it and dealt it. He was the one that really caused all of this. And I think he was really hoping that this footage didn't exist.
Get out of your goddamn mind. Stay down. Fucking stupid.
His kids are just sitting there like, get him, Dad.
That's where the physicality stops. Ronnie does still fling some more words towards Alan, but it ends with,
shut the fuck up. I'm over it. I'm over it. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I would have done the same damn thing. Like, that guy, and the thing is like, are you seriously that stupid to try and, like, make it a lawsuit situation when there's, like, obviously gonna be other footage and stuff like that? Really? You know, this is how you deal with boomer Karens? Yeah, I agree, bro. People need to quit thinking, it's like main character syndrome, I feel like. You go out and get in front of this guy on the motorcycle. He tries to leave. You keep antagonizing him, and he beats you up. Your fault, you know? If I was a judge, I would have been like, dude, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make you pay the money. If there's any scratches on that guy's bike, you're going to pay that motherfucking money. And you're going to pay restitution or whatever it's fucking called. But, yeah, people are just so ready for a money grab or so money hungry they'll do dumb shit like this, and it's like ridiculous. But anyway, guys, I hope you all have a good day, man. I had to hop on live. Maybe tomorrow I'll do a portrait live or whatever, just to kind of get in the algorithm and see what's up. But yeah, for now I'm just working on my craft. I'm working on everything. So I appreciate you guys for being here, man. Skippy, I hope you have a good day, man. I miss talking to you, brother. Hope your work's treating you well and life's treating you well. Same thing with you, Stacy. Much love to everybody. Don't smoke too much today. I'm definitely going to go smoke. Fuck around to find out. Yeah, that is a fuck around to find out moment. That guy's huge. So the fact that that guy was messing with him, trying to even bump up on him and act any sort of like, I'm going to fight you type of way is like pretty crazy to me. So, yeah. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for being here. God bless you. Look out for any videos I have out. And if you enjoy the videos, make sure you give them a hype, man. Show some love and support. Help me get in the algorithm. Seems like we're getting there here and there. Seems like we're not. But keep working. Hard work